Hello, Unlockers. For this bite-sized video, I'm going to take you to a palace, a memory palace, in fact. So many of us with ADHD, we'll struggle to remember things unless, of course, we're really interested, in which case we'll remember everything about it. But there's certain things we might need to remember for school or for general life that really don't go in because they bore us. And we need to do something to try and make them go in our heads, which is often a struggle for us. So the memory palace is a trick that the fictional character Sherlock Holmes uses a lot in order to try and remember information. And what it does is it utilizes the association between being in a place, so a location, and using your imagination to link the two. So you're making an association between being in a physical place so the location with the memory and the thing that you need to remember, and linking your imagination to that. So this can work in a variety of ways. And the beauty of this method is that whatever your preferred learning style, so the main learning styles are visual, so you might prefer pictures and graphs and to look at things, or you might prefer to listen to things, so auditory, or you might prefer words, so reading and writing, or you might prefer to do something hands-on, so moving, kinesthetic is that learning style, the name of that preferred learning style. Now, the great thing about using the memory palace is that you can utilize all of these learning styles, because we don't always tend to fit one style or another. It depends on the situation, how tired we are, whether we're interested as to what method's going to go in. So why not use them all? So, for example, I'm going to take the order of the planets in the solar system just as a random example. If you struggle to remember the order of the planets, you can utilize the memory palace. Now, for the memory palace, you have to be able to imagine the physical location. So the rooms in your house is a really good idea, or a route that you're really familiar with along a road and the different landmarks that go along that route. Or if you're in school, the different classrooms along a corridor would work really well for this. But you could even do it in one place, like, I don't know, your kitchen. So this would be a good place to start to make a memory palace for remembering the planets. So what you might do is you might take the planet closest to the sun, and you might have that closest to the hob, because that's the hottest, and then you'll remember that. What you could also do is say it out loud. You could even put a coloured post-it note and draw the planets so that you've got that visual stimulation, and pop that near the hob, not on the hob. Remember, safety first, people. And then you move on to the next planet, which is Venus, and then you might put that for a particular cupboard, and you'd make an association as to why you were using that cupboard, and so on and so forth. So you're associating those words, you'd say them out loud, you might place a picture on it, and then you'd move around the location or your memory palace to try and embed this information, do it over and over again. So you're moving, so you're using your body, you're saying it out loud, you're also attaching a visual image. And if you want to read it, write it and read it as well, that would really help. I find a mnemonic really helps. So you could do this at the same time to really help embed it. And my mnemonic for remembering the planets is my very easy method, just sun. So it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and then the sun stands for Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Sadly, if you're as old as me, there used to be Pluto included in the list of planets, but it got demoted. I don't think my eldest daughter has ever gotten over it, but at least we don't have to remember poor Pluto, which got demoted. But you can use this method. So my very easy method, just sun. You can utilize it in your memory palace, move round the different locations in your kitchen, in your house, along your street, to try and remember the order of the planets as they go from the sun to the outside of the solar system. You can do that for shopping lists. You can do that for anything that you need to remember that you're really struggling to memorize, a phone number, for example, or your PIN number. That would work really well. So what you're doing is you're making an image and an association with a location, and it tends to work really well for the way our ADHD brains work, which tend to be non-linear. So we're utilizing our brains to the best of our ability to help us remember stuff that we find difficult. You can also test this method out. So, for example, if you go into a room and you go, I have no idea why I'm in this room. I know I came in for a reason. Why am I here? You can go back to the place that you had the thought, oh, I need to go maybe up to the bedroom to collect such and such. Then you're more likely to remember in the place that you had the thought what you went into the original room for. So you can go back with the knowledge that you've gained from going back to the location where you had the thought. So think about location as a really powerful way of aiding your ADHD memory, and let me know how you get on. Thank you.